Thank you for tuning in to MJ and Kate on National Volunteer Week, episode 16. Our show will begin at 9 a.m. Are you curious how much more is your house worth today than last year? Look in the comments for a link and I'll give you a specialized report just for you. Kate at the Landis Agency can give you a full checkup for all your insurance needs this spring. Look for a link down in the comments to talk with Kate. The show begins at 9 a.m. Thank you for tuning in to MJ and Kate on National Volunteer Week. Today, Kate and MJ will be talking about the volunteer opportunities that they've been involved in. And so sit back and listen to episode 16. Hey,
Good
Tuesday,
morning.
9 a.m. And hopefully
Made
we're
it.
broadcasting
That's
somewhere.
guaranteed.
I didn't have my phone to double check that I'm live. We're live.
It looks like it. It looks like it on my end.
Okay. All right. So welcome. So 16. Hey, I got a trivia question for you.
I'm listening.
So we as in Grand Rapids rank number 2 in the nation for what?
A beer.
Well, that
Or that
might
should
be a
be
good
number
guess. Philanthropy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, out of the entire nation, we're only second to Salt Lake City for philanthropy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah, so there's a lot of money going to causes and different things right here in our little town of Grand Rapids.
That's amazing.
Yep. So plenty of money to go around for good causes. Lots of volunteer opportunities without the city. There's some great volunteer places here, and yeah. So I don't know if you have heard about Kids Food Basket. Have you heard about Kids Food Basket?
I have.
Yeah. So let's see here. How do I do this? I don't know how to do this.
What are you trying to do, Michael J?
Oh, here we go. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this, and we'll do this. There we go. Kids Food Basket.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to do. So, Kids Food Basket is located in the downtown area off of Leonard Street, and their new location. They moved there about a year and a half ago, and Kids Food Basket provides sack suppers for kids who are experiencing food insecurity, and that way they tend to come to school and can get breakfast or get lunch, but sometimes they don't have enough healthy options for dinner, so they get sent home with a sack supper that they get to use. And so we support Kids Food Basket each and every month, Speaker Real Estate, by doing our Fun Day Monday trivia question. So every the second Monday of every month, we publish a trivia question, and for each person that plays our game, we give $1 to Kids Food Basket. So we have quite a few participants each month, and we send them a nice check each month. And for playing, you also get a chance to be in a drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. So here's an example of one of the questions that we asked recently. The majority of polar bears live in which country? Ireland, Canada, Greenland, or Norway? Do you remember the answer to the question?
Ireland, Canada, Greenland, or Norway? I'm going to guess it's Canada. I don't know what
Yep,
the answer is.
it's Canada. So the largest number of polar bears live in Canada. So just for answering the question, we would put you in the drawing for the $25 Amazon gift card.
Awesome. I got this month's question correct.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there's a couple of things you can do to volunteer at the Kids Food Basket. You can give financially, obviously, but you can also volunteer to help fill individual snack items. Here's Kaylin and Kason filling little individual cracker snacks there. They also did orange slices. And then basically you can also decorate sacks. You can come in as a group into the Kids Food Basket and decorate sacks, or you could do it on your own at home. And this sort of give they basically deliver approximately 8,800 snack suppers to students throughout West Michigan. And so you can actually do this at home and decorate sacks with your family or just as an individual, and write some inspiring messages on the bags and then drop them off at the Kids Food Basket. Or you could come in as a group and do it. And here's some samples of what some of the bags people have done in the past with the bags. And we dropped off a bunch of bags right after the pandemic started. And here's a quick little snippet of what we did.
Hi, Michael J. Williams with Speaker Real Estate, and we are here at the Kids Food Basket, and we brought in some bags for that were decorated both at our bowling events and at a more recent event for the Kids Food Basket. During this time of the coronavirus, a lot of schools in the Michigan area have closed, and some of the kids that are most vulnerable that rely on lunches that eat at schools are going to rely more on the Kids Food Basket. So we are here to support those kids in need and that need some of the support. Feel free during this time to get a hold of the Kids Food Basket and come on down and volunteer. Speaker Real Estate will be offering a volunteer opportunity coming up in April, so keep your eye out on that in our newsletter. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
So where it mentions in the video the volunteer opportunity for April, that was from 2021, and then they didn't have in-person volunteering. So they're just now getting back to in-person volunteering, so you'll be able to sign up. So if you want a little bit more information about Kids Food Basket and their newest location, which they have opened a greenery and a farm, I have another little video snippet that we're going to play as well. Before I go there, Kate, do you have some questions about the Kids Food Basket?
So yeah, Michael J. Our family volunteers at the Kid Food Basket. Well, we haven't in a while because their slots fill up very fast to volunteer. So do you know like what the best way is? Like, are there certain days or times? Because I'm assuming weekends are probably filled. You know, every time we look, the weekends when our family's free, those aren't available. So do you have any insider tips on how to get the weekends that your family is available?
Sure. You can call and schedule ahead of the time and just ask for, say you want a morning shift, and maybe it's a couple of months from now, you can get your name on the list for the future times, especially now that some of the COVID stuff is past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and let you listen a little bit more about the new greenhouse and the things that are there. If you have any questions while you're watching, just go ahead and put them in the comments and we'll bring them up and talk about them. But here is the president of the company.
Tell us who you are and where we're at.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. I'm Bridget Clark-Whitney, founding CEO here at Kids Food Basket.
Are you able to hear
We're in
that,
the
Kate?
Kids Food Basket greenhouse,
Very cool.
where we're growing good, healthy, sustainable food for
Awesome.
kids and families here in our community.
Awesome.
And now, in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, this work is more important than ever.
Tell us about what's behind us here. What are we looking at here?
Yes, we're looking at some of our food that is growing, that will go into sack suppers, that will go into food bags, that will go into our partnerships with local food pantries. Good, healthy food is medicine. And right now, our ability to care for our entire West Michigan community depends on
Were we having some technical difficulties with the sound?
So I was trying to listen on my phone and there was no sound.
Yeah. Technical difficulties with the sound.
And I can hear us talking. So I think that last video, the first video was fine. It was just that one that you just showed at the Kids Food Basket with the president that I didn't hear anything.
Can you hear it now?
Where we're at.
Yep, but not see it. Right.
We're in the Kids Food Basket greenhouse,
Very cool.
where we're growing
Now, can you
good,
hear it?
healthy, sustainable food
Yes.
for kids and families here in our community. And now, in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, this work is more important than ever.
Tell us about what's behind us here. What are we looking at here?
Yes, we're looking at some of our food that is growing, that will go into sack suppers, that will go into food bags, that will go into our partnerships with local food pantries. Good, healthy food is medicine. And right now, our ability to care for our entire West Michigan community depends on our willingness to come together and rally around our most vulnerable citizens. And that's what Kids Food Basket does every day. We make sure our children and our families have barrier-free access to good, healthy, nourishing food. That's more critical than ever right now. Our food costs continue to rise. So many people have transportation issues. We have thousands of families here in West Michigan that are without paychecks right now. And good, healthy food is one of the most important things we can do to care for our community.
And how long has Kids Food Basket been doing what you're doing?
We've been doing what we're doing for about 18 and a half years. And we're an organization that started specifically with sack suppers, good, healthy, nourishing meals, delivering meals to schools. At the end of the day, it's a way that we can get barrier-free access. Kids get food right into their hands. And in addition to the food they get at school, food that puts them right at the daily recommended requirement, it's important for their minds and their bodies to be fueled with healthy food so that they can achieve academic success, so that they can reach their full potential and be their best selves. So that's how we started 18 and a half years. we've grown over the years from serving about 125 children a day to, prior to COVID-19, serving almost 9,000 healthy meals each and every weekday at over 50 schools in 4 different counties here in West Michigan. So that's really important. We're in 4 different counties here in West Michigan. And between those 4 counties, over 90,000 children prior to the pandemic were receiving free or reduced school lunch. Over 90,000 kids who were experiencing some sort of food insecurity. So our work right now is so critical, not just in the schools that are open, but also working in the neighborhoods that we serve during the school year, making sure that we have access to our families, to our children. We're at different distribution points. We want to make sure everyone has access to good, healthy food.
So tell me a little bit about how it looks different now with COVID-19, if schools are or aren't in session. What looks different for you?
Right. Well, we're distributing to over 70 different sites here in West Michigan, 4 different counties, thousands of meals per day. What we're seeing are a lot of trends that change. So some weeks there's just astronomical amounts of requests, and many new communities and new neighborhoods calling us, asking us to increase the amount of meals that we're serving. Sometimes it's decrease the amount of meals that we're serving. New areas and new neighborhoods. We're responding in every way that we possibly can. But the only way that we can respond is because of the West Michigan community. Kids Food Basket exists as a reflection of West Michigan's values, as a reflection of how much West Michigan loves community, right? And we can respond because there's so much generosity. And that's one of the things that's so important about December and Match Month and Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a worldwide phenomenon around giving and taking care of your community and taking care of the people around you and the world around you, right? Giving Tuesday just gives us a day and a platform to be able to do that.
Very cool. And we've had the opportunity at Speaker Real Estate to partner with Kids Food Basket for a number of years. We've volunteered here, and we have Fun Day Monday every month. We make a donation for everybody that plays Fun Day Monday. So if you're not playing Fun Day Monday, please do so. Kids Food Basket benefits every time you play. And it's an honor, and we love participating with Kids Food Basket because you're absolutely right. A child with a full belly is going to be able to reach their full potential better than somebody who's hungry.
So we filmed that in December. Right around the Giving Tuesday. So besides Giving Tuesday, you're able to pretty much give any time of the year or volunteer any time of the year or drop off some decorated sacks. So that's some information about the Kids Food Basket.
That is awesome, Michael J. Where do you guys volunteer anywhere else?
That's pretty much where as far as Speaker Real Estate, where we put all of our focus is with the Kids Food Basket. Now, personally, I volunteered at a couple of different places just when the need arose. So,
sure. So I thought I would share some kind of tips or different ways that people could get involved in your community. I think a lot of people think, oh, volunteering is either like a lot of dirty work, meaning you know, like you're cleaning something, or you're the scut of the organization. And just like with Kid Food Basket, like you get to volunteer by making the sack suppers and doing things like that, which it not only is it fun, but it's something that even younger kids can do. I don't remember how young a volunteer can be at the Kids Food Basket, but there are lots of opportunities in our own communities to volunteer. And I think it's really important for our listener to think about those things that they're passionate about. I really don't know how to share anything. I have a couple of pictures, but like I'm passionate about my kids. My kids are what matter to me right now. And I have a picture of Isaac when he was little. Matt was his soccer coach. It was something that is really important. And if you are in the Rockford area, I know that the waiting list to get on a soccer team is so large. I think when I was talking to Jen, she said that there was like over 100 kids that aren't on a soccer team.
Wow.
Because there's not enough coaches. So you don't have to be a coach to coach a team. They have lots of resources. When Matt was a soccer coach, they had parent meet or like coaches meetings, and they teach you how to actually help the kids become better soccer players, but it's more about like learning about team and camaraderie and working together, especially when they're in that elementary age. So in addition to finding those things that you're passionate about with your kids, what are those things that you're passionate about for yourself? I really love supporting our veterans. I have a couple people in my family who are military vets. My aunt is an Army vet. My grandpa was in the Navy. I have another grandfather who was in the Air Force. So seeking out those opportunities for me to help the veterans in our community. And one thing we did when our kids were younger was an opportunity that came about because of getting involved in Girl Scouts. So Teresa and we volunteered at the Veterans Home, the Grand Rapids Veterans Home, and they had a name change. And I apologize, I can't think of it right now. We just talked about it at the American Legion, and I can't think of the name. But on Memorial Day, which is coming up in May, there's the opportunity to go and put flags at the headstones of all the veterans that are buried in the cemetery. Okay. And it's an awesome opportunity for families to do together and really teach our kids about the huge sacrifice that all of our veterans have made, whether they died while they were serving or after they came back. It's a great way to honor the veterans in our community. So that's something I'm really passionate about, going and singing to them. And again, COVID restrictions, right? They haven't had people in their facility in a couple of years. And so hopefully this year, people can get back in and serve them in a more tangible way than just being outside on the peripheral and just sending money and things like that.
Right.
And Michael J., do you know about this website called it's called Volunteer Match? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't. If you hit the share screen key and then look for the one in the middle that says Windows, you should be able to select that and pull it up for us.
Oh, I tried to do that, but I was doing it totally wrong.
At the top, it says entire screen Windows or Chrome tab.
There we go. Okay, so Volunteer Match. This is a really great way for people to get connected to the community when they don't really know what's out there. This is how Matt and I have learned of some organizations that we didn't even know existed. Kids Food Basket is awesome. They have a great marketing team. Hand to Hand, which is another volunteer company that kind of does a lot similar to Kids Food Basket. So this helps you get connected to those lesser known organizations like Ronald McDonald House. They have a great marketing strategy and are able to communicate a very broad scale. But that's really what a lot of companies are struggling with, is getting the boots on the ground.
Right.
And even if you can donate an hour, one of the things that Matt found is a company that, or not a company, but an organization that gives cards to kids in the hospital or parents in the hospital or things like that. And literally all you do to volunteer is color a card. They send you they give you the markers, they give you the paper, and you and your family sit down for an hour at your table and create get well cards or sympathy cards, thinking of you cards. It's that simple. And we would never have learned of that organization had Matt not stumbled across, I think it was Matt who found volunteermatch.com. But really, this is Volunteer Week. And I think it's awesome that Grand Rapids is number 2 in the country for volunteering. I just recently became part of an organization whose goal is to this is another volunteer opportunity. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel, Michael J. Grand Rapids Civic Theater. That's a fun place to volunteer. Most of the people that you see at the Grand Rapids Civic Theater are all volunteers. The actors are volunteers. The orchestra pit are volunteers. There's only a few paid positions. So Grand Rapids Civic Theater brings community to life in downtown Grand Rapids. So This is something they did last year and the year before called Broadway at the Ballpark. And you can volunteer to be ushers and cleanup crew. It was fun. This was probably one of the funnest volunteer opportunities that we got to do. But I was trying. Oh, I'm still there. Okay. I was gonna try and share with you the thing that the organization that I just started getting involved in. Oh, so this is the Veterans Cemetery, and all those flags are put out by volunteers.
Okay, and so you're not sharing anything, so you can go.
Oh, I'm not.
Entire screen window or Chrome tab, and so maybe if it's a Chrome tab, select Chrome tab.
There
you go.
Weird. I don't know how I did that. But yeah, so that's all the flags. These flags don't get there by accident. It takes a large group of people.
So those are the volunteers that went out and did it.
Yeah. And then there's a ceremony,
Cool.
which is really cool. It's May. I can't pull up my calendar. Do you know when Memorial Day is, Michael J? May 30th. There we go.
It's on a Monday.
It is on a Monday. It is Monday, May 30th. That is the day.
It's kind of like Thanksgiving. It's always on Thursday.
Oh, and this is the Critter Barn. You can volunteer at the Critter Barn.
Okay.
They have animals there. I don't take pictures anymore, Michael J.
No.
Considering that's Isaac.
Are those your kids?
That's not Teresa. This is Isaac in kindergarten.
Oh, in kindergarten. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, he's changed a lot.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. But I was trying to. Anyways, I guess it's not important. I can stop sharing my screen now. But yeah, there's lots of organizations that need your help, and really getting connected to those things that matter. Like, write a list of all the things that matter to you. I mean, Michael J., you're not from Michigan. How did you learn to get connected to places?
Through church opportunities, through kind of word of mouth. Speaker Real Estate had already previously been involved with Kids Food Basket, and they were our realtor when we moved here, and so they had planned a volunteer opportunity down at the Kids Food Basket, and we just went with them as a group, and that's kind of how we got plugged in and excited about what they do and the volunteer opportunities they have, and something that was just kind of felt kind of close to my heart. Kids with food insecurity.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I love about Farm Bureau of Michigan is we actually started a commission to end hunger in Michigan, and we are so passionate about it that we actually our corporate offices hired researchers to figure out where the actual hunger issues are.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And they thought that they would see a larger food insecurities in metropolitan areas.
Right.
And come to find out that food insecurities in Michigan are actually greater in our rural communities because they don't have the access to some of the places like Kid Food Basket.
Yeah.
No one comes to them to bring them food. And so they're actually trying to figure out what the root cause of food insecurity is. And you would think it would be access to food, but there is a direct correlation to education and food and hunger, and they kind of go hand in hand. So they're actually working to figure out, okay, if we can end hunger, then we can improve the education. But it's like they're both kind of competing problems for food insecurity in Michigan. So we have a fund that people are able to donate to, and all of that money goes to scholarships, or not grants. We have a grant. Mm-hmm. And companies like Kid Food Basket can get a $2,000 grant once a quarter to go towards their food programs, as long as they're serving kids in Michigan.
Right.
And it's all agent. Because us as agents took it so seriously, that's when Farm Bureau of Michigan corporate decided to start getting involved. So they match dollar for dollar all of the money that we as agents put into this fund, which is really cool.
That's awesome. So Well, we are just about the end of our time. Last week, you mentioned that you had dinner at the sugar factory, and I was able to kind of research it to see where they are. They're pretty much around the country, several locations, but it looks like you guys had an awesome time there.
Yes, we did. That food is really good, Michael J.
Yeah, and
Well, that might be. It's an experience. That's
right.
a better way to
And
put
then the other thing we mentioned was Bennigan's restaurant, and I thought they had all closed nationwide, but apparently there are still some locations that are open across the country and outside the country as well. There's actually more locations open outside the country than inside, but there is one right here in Michigan in Mount Pleasant. So it's a short drive, about an hour, 12 minutes to Mount Pleasant, and you could get the world famous Monte Cristo. So we might have to have a road trip or something. So I don't know.
I think we should. We could just broadcast live from Bennigan's.
From
I'm sure
Bennigan's.
they
I don't know if they open at
would be
8 o'clock
fine.
for us or something, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, the kitchen staff is there getting the place ready.
Yeah.
So
So, and then you won the trivia thing. So you guys are going to go roller skating, right? So it's going to be boys versus girls. Is that right?
yes, and the reality is, Grace and I are the much better roller skaters, so we will totally take Matt.
Totally
and
take them out. All right. So, well, that's our show for this week. Tune in again next week. We're here live, like Memorex, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And we'll have another show for you.
Bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you so much.